Okay, so I worked on the UI and yeah, I added the jump button, organized the layout of the HUD. For now, you can see that the systems are and energy is not being shown here because I detached the data side of from the widget because I'm gonna handle that differently. But yeah, it exists in the previous video. I just showed how it looks like, but that's using the old way of handling data. But yeah, that's how I removed it for now. I'm gonna rework that. And yeah, let me show you. The jump button, when I click on it, shows a node map, but yeah, I haven't worked on the node map yet. And then if I click on this one, this shows the panel. Okay, there was a weird animation there at the start. But this shows the cargo panel. Right now the icons that I'm using are not final. I just got random icons to yeah indicate it for now. But yeah, this is the crew member panel. So this is where you can select your crew members and manage them and see what their stats and perks are, and also the items that they're using. And then you can also put this also where your items are stored, and you can drag and drop it to the crew member. And as you can see, I also added the scroll bar here since you're probably gonna have a lot of crew members. And then yeah, you can, in this side is the perks. Right now this is all just the visuals, no data yet. That's why everything looks the same right now. And there's still some stuff that I have to tweak. So for example, the size of the item slots are kind of small right now, and the buttons here for the tabs are yeah, I don't know if they should be showing this animation or not, but because it looks like it's separate from the actual tab itself. But yeah, I'll just leave it like that for now. That's just gonna be minor tweaking. So this is a crew member tab, and then if I click on this one, this is the weapon and systems tab. Yeah, just need to adjust the spacing of it, but yeah, this is how it would look like. And obviously we won't have installed systems here. We're probably gonna since you cannot swap installed systems, so I don't know, I'm not sure if we should still add this, but yeah, this is the system tab. Right now I'm not too focused on the details of the how the system will actually, or not how the system, but how the UI will actually be laid out, because right now this is kind of just like placeholder layout. But what my goal is just to focus on the modularity of the UI and how I created it, so that if we're gonna change it, to be much easier to change the layout of this. Because how I created the layout this, I'm using a grid, because previously I'm not using a grid, I'm just using some boxes and just move them around. But right now I'm using a grid so that all the layout is precise. And yeah, you can see it also adjusted the size of the tab. And also, yeah, for the visuals, that's basically it. But another thing that I worked on today is the UI manager, which is also part of my goal to make the UI more modular. So let me showcase that to you. If I go to the HUD blueprint, I have a UI manager component. So I made this a component so that you can add or remove it however you want, like the inventor component. So yeah, I'm keeping the modularity in mind. So basically what the UI manager is basically the one place where you can set up the UI screens that will show up in your game. So what I mean by screen is, right now this is the HUD screen, so this will always exist. This will never go away. And then the other screens, like the node map, this is another screen. And then this cargo tab here is another screen. So previously I don't have a UI manager, so how I created these screens are just explicitly created. So if I press a button, I create this screen. So that's fine when you're creating a small UI, but once you get into once the UI grows and more screens you'll have to manage, it becomes completely unmanageable. That's why I spend a lot of time like bug fixing it, handling which one should show up, which one shouldn't show up explicitly in the code itself. But now the UI manager, it will handle everything, which shows, which doesn't show, and what UI that it will show. So, for example, I'll show you with the UI manager, it's much easier to swap what UI is showing here without me having to change the code at all. So for example, this button here, this one shows up the cargo screen, right? So this is a cargo screen, but let's say we don't want to use these tabs anymore and we completely change the sign. It's in the middle and it's completely different. So previously what would happen is that I'd have to rework this entire screen here, and it will take more time since I'm reworking it and not starting from scratch. And I can only use this widget here that I created because it's this widget here that I created is directly tied to the code. So that's how it would go before. That's how it works before. But with the UI manager, I can easily swap it. So let's say I want to swap the cargo screen with the tavern screen. Then just like that, if I start the game, see, as you can see, this is a tavern screen now, and I literally didn't have to change anything in the code, which makes me so happy. Because usually when we want to change how the UI works, I'll have to go find where I created this tavern screen and the hundreds of blueprint files, and then change it with the cargo screen manually. Like it sucks. So with the UI manager, I just have to click a drop down menu and then change the UI cargo screen that I'm gonna use. And the best part is I don't have to change anything with the code, so this button still opens up the cargo, but I just change what cargo screen is being shown up here. Yeah, I can also do it for the node map. I can do that too. So node map, switch this to the cargo screen. See, if I press the jump button now, it shows the cargo. Very nice. And I can still interact with it and everything. And then this is also part of the reason why I removed the data part from the widget for now, because I'm gonna make it so that the data is also modular and supports this easy switching between the different widgets. So yeah, this to be honest, I should have done this way earlier. So I don't have to deal with this spaghetti for so long. I've been dealing with this UI spaghetti for so long. But yeah, we're getting close to a modular UI system now. So yeah, this is also another thing I worked with. So you can have multiple screens, and I can make a behavior so that if this screen shows up, all the other screens will just disappear for temporarily. And I can do all sorts of behavior because it's all managed with the UI manager. So yeah, this could also be a potential asset that we'll create in the future. But yeah, this is a good foundation. Other than that, I think that's gonna be my update for today. And for my next task, let's see, because I'm thinking about the merchant, but the shop isn't working right now. I think what I'll do for tomorrow is work with rework how the data is transferred to the widgets for now, how the widgets reads data in the game, to make it modular as well, so that I already have that pipeline set up, and then after that I can start working on the other widgets like the dialogue or the shop, whatever I think is more important. Oh yeah, the node map. Maybe this one. I'll do this one after I set up how the data works with the widgets. So yeah, I'm prioritizing on the data first, since I want to create a playable version by the end of the week. So I need to make sure everything's working again. So for example, this system energy stuff here is not working anymore. But yeah, I'll fix that. I already have a plan for that. Okay, yeah, thanks for watching.